Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Alright, now come on now, get up here. There we are. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully everybody is enjoying themselves here this Sunday night as we get set to roll here. And looks like we've got no signal, so give me make sure we got everything situated. Looks like we do. We got Ted York out there in that number 09. Brandon Garman there, or Brandon Garman rather. Off the corner. Now wire on coming high behind the two. Let's see if we can do a little distance so we can come up. Our SDK does not want to come up. Let's see if we can got sound here. PC's wanting to throw a fit tonight. I don't know why, but it definitely is. So hopefully we can work through it and bring you the show you all deserve here at NARC. It does sound like we got everything working now to get the MDK up and running so that we have that. Not want to cooperate at the moment here tonight. See if we can get this to do so. Okay, I got it on my end. Now let's see if we can get it on your end. Come on now, be nice. Load in there. Aha! We got it halfway there. Oh, here. There it goes. We got it now. And they pick it on out of there. You're looking there as practice winds around here. Greg Robinson out there. We got it all working now. Here we go. A night of racing from Eldora here with a 360 wing sprint to start us off. Ted York out there sitting about 11. Jace Shack out there in third with a 13.062, and some of my viewers here at FFTV, they recognize that 09 NARC machine as he runs on Wednesday nights with Coast to Coast Racing Network. Or Racing League, rather. I broadcast the Coast to Coast Racing Network. There you go, coming out of corner number 4. Jason Schaap. Foreman out there running second fastest. That looks like SSR machine. At number 18. As practice looks to be winding down. Brandon's out of Jacksonville, Illinois. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And head on out there. We got Dave Parker. All right, qualifying underway here. See who comes out here first. Qualifying here underway. Where are my guys at? There we go. You got the 28 there. Now we're bouncing around there. See who comes up there. There's the 85. Richard Yanetta. Currently 16th at the moment. We'll see what he does here as the times begin. Now you see there above the nameplate, times for other drivers, whether they're in the green, yellow, or pink. Pink, that's where you want to be. You want that pink if you can. That means you're setting a quick time. Now you watch come around there. Chris McCartney out there with that 13.152. That's going to be a tough one to beat here tonight. And watching that 805, there's Scott Holder. Now we're checking in on another driver. That's the 57 there. Out of Carlisle, PA, Austin Grippy. Driving that number 23 out of corner number 4. And he's got, wow, he did have a quicker time there. And he's got a 13. Oh, no, up into the outside wall. That'll end it there for Austin. JP Schneider coming down there out of the corner. Marysville, Ohio. Mater back there coming out on track. It's that number 64 Mopar machine trying to see what he can do. Time to beat is a 13.152. We'll see what he does here out of Kennesaw, Georgia. Out for the front stretch, not enough yet. He's with a 13.268. That's going to wrap up qualifying. Getting here with your heat races. You got 24 drivers locked in here tonight as they now get ready to start their race. Here is your, oh man, we're going to do this, aren't we? All right, starting here with your grid for heat number 1. 8 drivers take the grid. Starting out there on pole is the number 83 of Greg Robinson. Starting out there on that pole spot. To his outside there on that pole line. To the outside, it is the SSR Elite Sim Racing Team of Brandon Garmin driving the number 18. Row number 2 on that inside line. Starting there in third, JP Schneider driving the number 5 for Creed Sim Racing. SSR Elite driver number 92, Christian McCartney, starts there in fourth. Row number 3, that inside line, the 805 of Scott Holder will roll off there in fifth. To his outside there in row number 3. Starting 6 for turn 2 Terribles, the number 32 of Chris Lynn. Row number 4 on that inside line, Ted York, that 09 for Team SSR Elite. Starts 7th into his outside there in row number 4, Michael Covey. They're driving the number 19, starting there in 8th. And they get ready to go here one more time around. As they get set here, we'll get their grid up, or get the tower up rather, 8 laps the distance. And down there off the corner they'll head. Green flag out there, back of the way. Swings and flies into turn number 1. As they head out of turn 2 down that back straightaway, the 83 Greg Robinson gets up to a nice lead there. After he got Garmin there in second, Schneider there in Scheider there in third. Driving at number 5, McCartney back here in fourth. Team SSR Elite working that bottom as they work their bottom turn 4. Down through 1 again, 6 laps to go here in your heat number 1 of your 360 wing sprint cars here tonight. These are the middle grade. Underneath these sprints, you've got the 305s, and above these, you've got the 410 Outlaws. So these are the middle of the road, 360 sprints, and they roll down there through the back straightaways 1 and 2, or sorry, 3 and 4 right now. Out front, Robinson holding that line there out front, and everybody just follows the leader at the moment. Now we see there in fifth, in third, the number 5 of JP as they work out of turn number 4 down there on the inside. Brandon Garmin looking for that lead as he works through turn 1 and 2. Can't quite get there. That outside line still has quite the grip up there at the top, and you'll see that outside lane really come in here as the night goes on. They're behind them. Brandon Garmin there in second, down there underneath now. That is the 92 of McCartney trying to get around JP. And oh no, he just, they're coming out of turn 4, the right rear to Garmin. As they head there now into turn 3 and 4, Garmin and Bobby getting together. They come across the line. Greg Robinson gets the win here in heat number 1. Take another look at it here as this comes across. Hey, come down here into corner 4. He'll take a dive down there in and just slides up in the outside rear wheel. Send Garmin all over. Oh man, that is not what you want to see. Heat 1 results here. Heat 1 results. Greg Robinson getting that win. JP there in second. Chris Lynn there in third. Scott Holder brings it home in fourth in heat number 1. Ted York there fifth. Christian McCartney there in sixth. Brandon Garmin there in seventh. Michael Covey there in 8th. All right, here in heat number 2, starting out there on pole is David Baker out of Australia. There in second, Bruce Klingen there in second. Starting there in third, Dean Reynolds driving the number 79 for Super Dirt Car Series. Dino himself riding down there in that third position to start here in heat number 2. Jace Schaff there in fourth position, driving the number 57 for Black Diamond Motorsport. Down there in a fifth spot, Nicholas Lowe there in the number 4 starts fifth. Brandon Dittmer there in the number 22 for Venom Racing starts there in 6th. Richard Yanetta there will start 7th in the number 85. Ryan Covey will start there in 8th. Rounding out your field as this field gets ready to take the green flag themselves. We'll have another set of 8 after this for heat number 3. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the show so far here tonight. These drivers really putting it out there on the line as they can. Baker, great start out there coming out of turn 4. Bruce Klingon there on the outside into number 21. Jack there in the third. Now for this, Dino works that bottom side. Off turn number 4 down there in the corner, number 22. Working there off a 2, trying to get around the 3. There, Shaft is number 57 on the scoreboard. If you have to catch that, but it doesn't look like we have the numbers up there on the board. I wonder if we can fix that there for you. So you can at least see the number. There we go. Got it. Bring it there now out of turn number 2. The 21 there, flinging right out there in front. David Baker there in the second. Baker now up in third, and Shaft's on that middle line trying to get around there. Sparks fly off the 21 and Klingon. Then we're off a 2 now. Down through 3 and 4 up there. Sparks flying off the 83. I think that's the 83 it is. 22, Brandon Dittmer. So he's 22 on the scoreboard, 83 on the car. Down there off the corner, trying to get down there on the bottom side, down through the front stretch. Here is a 3 and 4, or I'm sorry, 3, 1 and 2. Klingon out there in front, Jay Shaft there in second, David Baker there third, Brandon Dittmer there in fourth, and Dean Reynolds works there fifth, Lowe there in sixth, Richard Yanetta out there in seventh. Bobby in the pits as they work down through. Final lap here for Bruce Klingon as he works off a turn number 4 across the line. He'll get the win here in heat number 2. With Shaft there, second, Baker there, third, Dean Reynolds there in a 4th. Here we go, heat number 2 results. They're gonna be Bruce Klingon getting that win. Jay Shaft there second, David Baker there in a third. Dino will come around and wrap there 4th. Brandon Dittmer there 5th. Nicholas Lowe there in 6th. Richard Yanetta there in 7th. And Ryan Covey there in 8th. Heat number 3, your grid's going to look like this. Starting out there on pole for Evil Empire, the number 64 of Matthew Mater. On to his outside there on row number 1, the 29, Jackson Laudenbach. Second, row number 2, on the inside for Tall Tale Motorsports, the 23, Austin Griffey. The 16 of Jeremy Christensen. Gonna start there in 4th. Easton Zett there in the number 10. Gonna start there in 5th. With Jeff Sharp there in 6th to his outside. Driving to number 28 for Thunder Ridge Racing. Left behind, Sim Sports Zone number 34. John Clemaux Jr. will start there in 7th. With Ron Quinzel there in the number 46, starting in 8th. Out through turn number 2. Last time around here before they take the green flag. 8 laps the distance here in the heat number 3. drivers working all around here, off through 1 and 2. Onto that backstretch, 3 wide already. As the 16 gets shuffled there into the middle, that's Jeremy Christensen. I just need a 57 there. Austin Griffey up there on the top side. Number 23 on the scoreboard. Underneath though, the 29 of Jackson trying to get around the 64. Matthew Mater. Mater though out there in front. Running a good line there. 2, 3, and 4 opens up that gap. Down through the front straightaway, 6 to go here in heat number 3. Austin Griffey there in third. Jeremy Christensen there in fourth. Easton Zed there in fifth. Jeff Sharp back there in sixth. As they roll there off turn 4 through 1 and 2. Up there gets that outside wall. Sparks fly off of Mater as he rolls there off the back straightaway in through 3 and 4. Jackson there in second. Austin Griffey there third. Jeremy Christensen there in fourth with Zed there in fifth. Off through 1 and 2. Jackson back out there on the top side. Mater there. Austin Griffey trying to look to the inside. Couldn't find nothing. Working there through the outside now. Up there against the outside wall to 16 now. Christensen trying to look underneath. Can't quite get there. Mater up against that outside wall. Sparks fly there as it comes down in through 3 and 4. Jackson there in a second. Trying to find that line down lower on the racetrack. Has not found it yet. Sparks flying again off of Mater. Griffey there in third. Down that back straightaway. 2 laps to go here in heat number 3. Mater out there in front, rolling down that back straightaway. I'm sorry, down that front straightaway. Working there off the corner they go, down that back, and through 3 and 4 out there across the stripe. Mater gets the win here in heat number 3, driving at number 64. Mopar sponsored sprint. There in second to 29. There, Jackson. Griffey there in a third. All right, getting ready for warm-ups here in a moment. But first, heat number 3 results. They're going to be Matthew Mater there out front. Jackson there in second. Austin Griffey there third. Jeremy Christensen there in fourth. Easton Beck there in fifth. Jeff Sharp there sixth. Struckmouth Jr. there seventh. Ron Witzel there in eighth. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Your main event coming up here in a moment.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your body, your way, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
From the speedway, you see them all getting around it right now as warm-ups are taking place. You can see kind of where your driver stacks up there. This is their best times through the qualifying. And the gap there as where they are off the pace. got it right. And they're right there off turn 4. These warm-ups taking place. Brandon Garmin there out in the 8th fastest. John Lamont Jr., he's working up there for Bloodline Racing, up there getting that top side. Checker flag waves here in warm-ups as they now will get ready for your main event of the 360 Wing Sprint Cars. We'll get the grid here of your field of 24. Greg Robinson starts out on pole. Why does that say that? That shouldn't be that. That's weird. That it says that. Where in the heck is that saying that? There we go. Oh, here we go. Your starting grid tonight. Greg Robinson, as we said, starting out there on the pole. Bruce Klingen there in second. Starting third in row number 2 on that inside line. Matthew Mater driving at number 64 for Evil Empire. 2's outside. JP Scheiderer in the number 5 for Creed Sim Racing. Starts 4th. Row number 3, that inside line of Black Diamond Motorsport, number 57 of Jay Schaff. Starts 5th. Top 2's outside there in 6. Jackson Lauterbaugh there in the number 29. And I'm sorry if I butcher some of these names. Here in row number 4, that inside line, turn 2 terrible. The 32 of Chris Lynn starts 7th. 2's outside David Baker in the number 1 out of Australia. Driving there in 8th. Row number 5, that inside line, Tall Tail Motorsports, the 23. Boston Griffey will start 9th. Squad Holder in the 805 will start to his outside. Row number 6 on that inside line for Super Dirt Car Series. Full Throttle Motorsports own number 79. Dean Reynolds, Dino starting there in 11th. With German Christensen there to his outside in 12. All right, back here, 13th. On that inside line, SSR Elite Driver, the 09 of Ted York, starts 13th. Brandon Dittmer there for Venom Racing, the number 22, starts there in 14th. Row number 8, on that inside line, Zed will drive the number 10, starting in 15th, with Chris McCartney there in the 92, starting there in 16th for SSR Elite. Row number 9, the number 4, Nicholas Blow down there on the inside in 17th. Jeff Sharp there in the number 28. On that outside, starting 18th for Thunder Ridge Racing. 19th position there inside row number 10, SSR Elite Racing Zone 18. Brandon Garmin, Richard Yanetta, John Lamont Jr., Michael Stallfleet, Brian Covey, and Ron Witzel round out your field back here at the back. Brian did not take the grid back here that I can see. Gentlemen already here on that turn 4, as you see all your drivers there lined up on the tower. As they come there off the corner, let's get that gap set so you can kind of see. And there on the bottom of the 3 there, Jason Schaff, driving at number 5, trying to find that. Oh, there's the 1. David Baker. Schaff is number 3 up there against that outside wall. Trying to hang on to it. Number 5, JP is there in the 4th. Bruce Klingen. He's now got company to his outside, but he's going to hold off the number 21 there. Is there in 3rd. Sorry, Bader is who I was trying to think of holding off Bruce there as he works out of turn number 3 and 4. Down there, off the corner, on the inside, JP trying to make a run. Can't quite do it. Still farther back here in the back. We'll see if we got any action going on. There's just action all over the track. As you see the 92 of Chris McCartney down there on the bottom. And caution is out. This is going to be for John Lamont Jr. There is that Bloodline Racing machine. Issues there coming out of turn 4. We're going to take a look here as we look at the on-the-pole instant replay. And then they're off in through 3 and 4. And he gets tagged from behind by the 805 of Scott Holder. Take another look at it here. Holder gets into the back of him. We'll see if he just kind of drove into him there. You watch him come there through the corner. That spot Holder is there. He just slides there. Yep, right there. And the Arctic Cat ends up hitting the back end there from Alex Jr. Jr. there now with a broken left front, it looks like maybe. As they're rolling on out there, getting ready to go once again. Matthew Bader there in second, Bruce Klingon there in third. J.P. Snyder rolling forward. Jack there in fifth. Jackson Longbaugh there in sixth. First caution of the night here for the NARC Racing Eldora. Out through that back straightaway, everybody side by side. Robinson waiting there for the start. Now you got Bader on the outside. Pace cars off. They're down and away. Robinson, a great start back out there to the front. But look out, here comes Klingon down there to the bottom. He's going to slide it all the way up 3 wide. Here they go through turn 3 and 4. The 5 splitting them. JP working his way there. Gave the third. They split the 3 and the 21. That is the Chase and Klingon. Up there on the top side. Dino having trouble now. He's without a wing. Dino has no front wing now. Take a look here. See what happened to Dino. He's on the outside there behind York. York ends up getting the right tire to the outside, and then Dino just gets spun around there. Oh no! Somebody takes a huge tumble down that back straightaway, trying to catch who that was. Is that Jeff Sharp? That was Jeff Sharp taking one heck of a ride there. Take a look at Jeff Sharp here. He ends up dropping a huge flip there down that back straightaway. As you see, he ends up underneath the Dino, then gets ditched there, and just gets clobbered and takes a wild ride down that back straightaway. Second caution of the night. Greg Robinson still your leader. Lights go out. They're going single file. Bruce Klingon there in third. JP there in fourth. They'll now go around here. You can see them all stretched out. Ted York, Dean Reynolds. Dino got the wing back. Scott Holder back here in 20th. Ted York back here in 18th. And they come there off the corner. There they go. Down that front straightaway. There is the corner number 1 and 2. As they work on up there out of the corner. Looks like from Alex Sharp, Danetta, and Bobby out of the race. You watch 3 wide there through turn 1 and 2. Bader up there against that outside wall. There you see Shape down on that inside lane. Klingon there in the middle, up on the top shelf of 5 of JP. As he works off of turn number 4 down that front straightaway. Side by side through 1 and 2. Jason trying to get around Bader. Bader has that outside line hooked up. That's JP sitting here third. Bruce Klingon there in a fifth. Robinson there in fourth. As they battle it out there, coming on down through here. As you see, they all still battle for position all through the pack. As you got Bader out front there with Jason trying to get that bottom side to get up enough. They get him to drive off the corner, and man, what a gross run to the line there. Gotta make sure he doesn't get it too loose down there on the bottom as he did there through 1 and 2. There's a little hiccup there. Down off 3 and 4. He's got it hooked up better that time coming out of 4. But what about through 1 and 2? He's going up a little higher there. Getting a little loose there through 1 and 2. That's pacing a little bit. That's going to allow JP to get underneath him and come up there through turn 3 and 4. And now Chase works up there along the outside. Now he dives it down there. He's going to try to go for it. Cooper can't quite get it pull off. Does get up beside JP though here through 3 and 4. Going to hit that bottom side. Another workout here as they come off turn number 4. That Chase is up there on that top shelf. JP working there at the Vader there in front. Bruce Wiggins, he's sitting back here in 4th. Nicholas bottom off. And Robinson battling it out there. Robinson falling back here in the 5th. Great run out there at the front, but ends up falling back here into 6th. And then work down through it. Oh no! There goes Jackson. Losing the wing down on that back straightaway. Caution comes out. Man, oh man. Now you're watching there, Jackson up there through the top of the racetrack. Ends up getting too high and ends up on the right rear a little bit. And Boston coming there out of turn 2. And then he must not have had that wing secured well enough, but it just kind of falls off there when he hit that inside wall. Pits there, third caution lights are off, I believe, of the pace machine for us to go green this next time by. I gotta see if I can get a look at it there. They work down that back straightaway. Vader out there in front. JP back here in 3rd. Chase sits there in 2nd. Pit road's closed. They will go green next time by single file restart here with the 3rd caution. Brandon Garman there in 13th. Dean Reynolds back here in 14th. So Dino on the lead lap and back here in 14th. So not doing too terrible here. I mean, you thought coast-to-coast competition was tough? Man, these SSR guys here at NARC, for this NARC Auto, or the National Auto Club, or National Auto Racing Club, and oh man, very tough competition here. Got your team Vader out there in front. Chase working there on the bottom. JP up there to the top side. Here comes Bruce coming there off the corner as they work down there out of 3 and 4 now. As Chase gets a hold of the lead, getting around Vader through 3 and 4. We saw Chase really working that bottom side, got it to fight now. Now he's out front. Like you see Vader trying to get back up there. He will do so, but ends up a little high. Through 3 and 4 is going to try to chase it down through the front straightaway. Back through 1 and 2 again. Up there against that outside wall. JP there in 3rd. As yellow flag comes out, unsure exactly what looks like Dino once again was involved somehow. We'll see if we can catch what happened here. Up there on the outside, and just gets picked up there on that right wheel and ends up and over. You gotta love the magic tricks of these wings on these sprint cars here on iRacing. Robinson there 5th. Brandon Dittmer in 6th. They work up there on that top side. Vader there 2nd. JT Schneider there in 3rd. Bruce Klingen there 4th. Robinson there in 5th. One more here to go as they come around here. Pit road's still open, so 2 more to green. If I'm looking at it right, unless they shortened it here, we'll see. And Dino down there in the pits after taking a wall ride up along the catch fence. You're not supposed to be playing Herbie here tonight, Dean. Leave that type of riding for Herbie. I've never seen anybody be able to pull it off and be able to beat Herbie and actually win it. It's like that. So let Herbie do that stunt stop driving. And then we're through 1 and 2. Jace up there on that outside line. Vader there in second. JP down there. Off of 3 and 4. Shoots it way up coming out of turn number 4. Bottoms up there into second. Jace making that bottom work and then work down there. Out of turn number 2. 3 laps to go here at Eldora for your 360 win sprint cars. Battles going on all over the place there. You see Robinson back up here in the pit. I mean, he fell back here quite a ways. Denver, though, he's just a great run here tonight. Up 8 positions from where he started, now 9, as he works there on that outside line, up in the 5th. There you see Vader falling back as Bruce gets up there in the 3rd. Down there across the line, final lap, here they go. JP trying to get that outside to work as they work down through there. Jace down on that inside line, going to slide it up in front. JP's going to cross over. They're going to be back racing to the line. It's going to be and JP 5.003 on my timesheet there. We'll see if that stands as it comes across on the official report. What a finish there for JP. Chase there getting second. Bruce getting third. Vader ends up fourth. Brandon Denver there in fifth. Holy crap, what a race to the line there tonight by JP on the inside line. Getting that win here tonight. Wow. You guys asked for a show. You got one. And he pulls it up there into the victory lane at number 5 at JP. What a night for them. Your official results are in. Now that's saying .006 for the interval between JP and Jace. As you got JP out there getting that win. Jace there in second. Bruce there in third. Matthew Mayer in fourth. Brandon Denver there fifth. Greg Robinson, he is there in sixth. Austin Griffey gets seventh. And Zen going to get eighth. Chris Lynn there in ninth. Jeremy Christensen there in 10th. Nicholas Lowe in 11th. Brandon Garman there in 12th. Ted York 13th. David Baker there 14th. Jackson Laudenbaugh there in 15th. Michael Covey there in 16th. Scott Holder brings it home in 17th. 18th, that's going to be that of Ron Quinzel. Dino finishing out tonight in 19th. Falling back here at the end. Ends up 4 laps down with that wall ride. Jeff Sharp there in 21st. John Clemaux Jr. 22nd. Richard Yanetta there in 23rd. Ryan Covey there in 24th. All right, now to get with your winners here tonight. Let's see. What a race tonight. Here at Eldora, up there at the front. I mean, man, couldn't ask for anything more. We got Bruce there getting that third place win. Yeah. Wish I could see who the heck. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I just gotta grab right one. I don't know if I grabbed the right one or not. Who do I have here with me? Okay, we got JP. All right, JP, how's it going tonight?
Pretty good.
You couldn't ask for a better win there tonight, huh?
That was pretty racy. Got dicey there. Last caution there. Just back up. Just what I needed to get the win.
Now, what was your thoughts watching Jace run that inside line?
Yeah. I kind of ran the bottom there about 10 laps ago, and I just couldn't get it figured out. was running the bottom, I'd have to pass him. Can't pass him. The line keeps running, so top was open to the good.
No, you did a great job. Got the drag race to the line. .006 on the interval from what I can see. And, man, great job. You got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory here at Eldora in the 360s.
Yeah, just everyone that runs SSR, putting this league on, and for broadcasting this week, for the finale. Yeah, that's about it.
So tonight, so I'm understanding this is the finale tonight, huh?
Yeah, this is the last.
So you guys run points here? Since I'm new to SSR, you guys running points?
I'm pretty sure they do run points, but I only ran like the last 5 weeks, so I might not.
Alrighty. Great job there getting that first place, and you did a great job. You definitely put that 5 on track to have that great run there at the end. And are you racing any more tonight, or are you done?
What's next? The big blocks?
Yes, big blocks are next.
I might just have to hop in since I won this one. Might be a good sign.
Alrighty, well, good luck if you do. If not, have yourself a great night and enjoy what's left of your Sunday.
Thank you, too.
Alright, that was JP there getting that win. Now we'll get, hopefully we'll figure out. Yeah, we do. All right, I'm getting this all right. Good evening there, Jace. How's it going?
It's going, man, that's for sure. One spot better, I might be a little bit happier.
Well, I mean, you guys gave it one heck of a run. Coming to that final, that final lap, you guys definitely gave it your all. It's just unfortunately that outside line, he got that crossover coming out of 4, and so close.
I have the line there. I hit the wall coming like 2 to go or whatever, or maybe it's coming to the white. Play them on my outside. I knew I had to be perfect, and coming to the 3 were side by side. I just tried to get in front of them, slow them down, as momentum down as much as I could. There just wasn't enough dirt to grip onto, and I kept sliding up the track through 4, and it's just a drag race to the line, and you prevail on this one.
Well, I mean, you gave him one heck of a run, though. I mean, you had something going there on that bottom line tonight.
Yeah. I found it early, and I thought it was going to work. I thought slider was good, too. I just kept sticking to the bottom as much as I could, and see what happened. And I'm second, so can't complain too much.
I mean, you did a great job there tonight, and it's just. We're watching, how things progress, and great. You did a great job handling that car out there. I know that track slicked off, especially up there towards the top. I mean, so great run to find that bottom and make that bottom work, because a lot of racing I see here at Eldora ends up getting pushed up right into that outside wall.
Yeah, it does. I just know that bottom will come into you. You just got to use a lot of throttle control, because if not, rear end slide out on you. And found it early and made it work.
Well, you did a great job. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting second?
Yeah, I want to thank Tim Sims and Black Diamond Motorsports and all the guys over there, and then Totally Tinted, and you throwing this on, and then everybody else back there.
Well, great job there tonight there, Chase. And are you going to call it done, or are you coming out in the big blocks next?
I'll think about it. I'm not much of a big block guy, but I ran last week. We'll see. Undecided as of right now.
Alrighty. Congrats.
And we'll,
if you decide to run, good luck. If not, we'll catch you, around somewhere, I'm sure.
All right, sounds good, man. You guys have a good one.
You too. All right, Jace, there are second place. That will get with Bruce. Good evening there, Bruce. How's it going?
Going well, Adam. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I missed my time over here at SSR.
Oh, we're glad you're back.
Schedules get kind of crazy, and I end up not being able to race. But I mean, you guys had a great race tonight, and I'm a little unfamiliar with, how you guys run the league. I was never in, whenever I was running it, whenever we had Tommy, Brandon working there, and I know he retired here this past year. He did a great job getting it to where it is, and you guys are doing a great job carrying it on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the times have changed. When Tommy and I started SSR in 2020, it was a much different world than it is today, and it was nothing to have 120 or 200 sprint car guys trying to run leagues every night, and we don't quite have that now. But I think Teddy's found a little bit of a niche of something some people are looking for and looking for more of, and that is, some of this fixed setup, middle class iRacing, iRating, sprint car stuff.
And it's tough competition. That middle of the road is very tough competition.
I think it's where most of the competition is, to be honest.
It really is. I mean, yeah, I know you can, some of these people say, well, the pros are probably better at it. Well, I'm sure a few of these middle of the road guys can hang with some of the pros.
It's all about the show you're putting on. The people that are in it are just a part of the picture. And if you've got, 25 guys who are racing hard and racing clean and good with each other, then it's going to put on a good show, not just for people watching, but for the guys driving. And if you've got, the 25 fastest guys, it may put on a good show, or they all may be just about the same speed.
Well, it all depends on track conditions, too. I mean, certain track conditions help certain driving styles more than others.
Yeah, that's something Ted has spent a lot of time kind of toying with and playing with is, how do we get the track where you want it at any given point in the night? And I think he did a lot of experimenting during the No Limit series around that and was able to find, some sweet spots where I think the track gets a little bit more racy. And towards the end of the race, I think you saw that here. The top 5 positions changed. I know at least the top 4 of us in the last 10 laps were all in about all the positions at one point in time. So.
I mean, as we were saying about the competition here, JP had one heck of a run coming off of turn 4, got that crossover on Jace, and was able to pull out that victory.
Yeah, I mean, with the fixed gear in this class and having to run a specific gear, one of the downsides to that is something you may be familiar with, like running a slider and being able to keep the wheel spin up and keep the car carrying forward momentum kind of goes away a little bit when you're running a little bit taller gear, and you lose a little bit of that RPM when you run the slider. And I think JP just kind of took advantage of Chase losing a little bit of RPM and ran back down the track. He was already carrying a ton of momentum at that point, and it was going to be hard to kind of hold him off.
It definitely is, but you did a great job coming up, getting that third place tonight. And you got any sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting third place here in the 360s?
I mean, the only people to thank are the people that put it on, right? Brandon and Greg Brandon and Greg and Ted have kind of put on this season and have gone out. And I know some of them haven't had the best season of their life and have been kind of frustrated, but they still keep coming out every night and making sure that there's a place for people to race. And I think that's what's important.
Well, you did a great job tonight, and do you run points here for the 360s?
There is a point system. I believe Matt Mateer might have been the points winner, but I didn't go back and look yet.
Matt Mateer, okay. I was calling him by the wrong name, then I was calling him Mater.
You could be right. I don't know. I've never asked him how to pronounce his last name.
Well, one of us is right. I'm not sure which one. But great job there,
or none of us. We don't know. It could be something different.
It could be. We just never know. So you coming out for big blocks, or are you calling it done this weekend?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Cars in the trailer. Haven't made a decision whether we're pulling it out or not.
Alrighty. Well, congrats there on third place here in the 360s. Can't wait to see as we get ready for it. The big blocks next.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, that was Bruce Klingen there in third. Great run there. Stay with us. We'll be back here shortly from Eldora as we take on the big block modifieds through the NARC Racing League.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
I just discovered this incredible organization, these incredible people, both young and old.
We're not just an older generation club, not your grandfather's club, but we are young and diverse.
We serve the community with whatever they need.
We are focused on a lot of youth projects, especially education for children.
بروجي بيقلي عم نعمل بروجيات إنسانية هلا شعار اللايونز وي سيرف.
The biggest service that we are quite proud of is in eye care.
We can give the kids classes to help them live a better life.
Lions Clubs is a great launch pad for community service and sharing a common mission with people who want to serve the community. We give vision screenings to Special Olympics athletes. We work with the homeless. We've also partnered with the National Park Service to do revitalization of the National Mall.
We meet only once a month, but that meeting is power-packed. And we meet on the same day that we do a service project. We make sure that we do projects that our kids can be involved in.
Very good. In this country, some areas also have a problem of access to safe water. So a number of clubs also have helped drill boreholes. We have also done quite significantly in the area of education.
We have 14 Norwegian students in Uganda working with projects through Lions Club. Being able to go to Uganda and meet with Lions members there, which was just amazing, and come back home to Norway and then develop the program, for me was, yeah, fantastic experience.
What I really love about the club is the number of projects that we have going on. It's not just one thing.
We have fun with the people that we do service projects with.
I've got a lot of friendships out of the Lions Club.
We fight hunger. We have doctors to school teachers to construction workers. It's a very amazing wide range of people that helps our club grow and do many different things.
We're all based in service, and that's what makes it great.
District brochures promote leadership opportunities. We are a workplace club, which I think is very different from a lot of Lions clubs, which are community-based.
To be in a campus club is very rewarding. It's exciting because it's a very unique organization. We want to have both an international focus but also a local focus. Our local projects revolves around drug abuse. We're also very involved in rehabilitation centers.
We needed a club that was a little bit different and said, why not go ahead and start our own club? There are a lot of ways to do community service. You don't have to belong to an organization. But I think what's really exceptional is that Lions is the largest service organization in the world. People know it, they trust it, and it's awesome to be a part of that legacy.
The things we're doing to get public awareness is posting news on Facebook, on Twitter, to be very visible in student media, tell about the opportunities and our projects.
Technology has played a huge part in why we're successful and why we're able to be effective.
Lions, they're always reinventing themselves. I like to go on the international website and I get great ideas from different clubs throughout the entire country and even different continents.
The personal development opportunities are endless. I get to use and develop my talents in public relations, but also how to interact in a board meeting.
Given the opportunity to be a leader in the Lions Club has motivated me to become more organized. It's like leading your own business.
Everything from presentation skills to actual drafting a proposal for a project. Being given the chance to develop my own ideas have been just incredible.
Lions clubs is all over the world. I'm a frequent traveler, and when I wear my pin and people see it and they're like, oh, you're a Lion too.
We're involved in a lot of organizations, but to us, the Lions is the most fun and the most rewarding.
Such a blessing. Thank you. Thank you.
For the mere satisfaction that I get in the heart for the service that we are providing the less fortunate people, I'm really proud to be a Lion.
All right, we're back here at the Speedway. Who's ready for some more racing action as they take on Eldora in the big block modified? You're watching here, Troy Deschamps out there in the 21. Joseph Grandy out there in the 518. Greg Keppel. Down there out through turn 3 and 4. You're watching there as Greg Keppel out there in the number 38. Dan Maury there in the 56 down there along that inside line. Having that Grandy out there in the 518. Another driver we usually see over at Coast to Coast. Chris Watkins there in the 99. Jeff Kendrick out there in the 76. Kyle Stanley out there in the number 54. A little bit of touch there from the 518. Bob Grandy as he works around down there now onto the bottom. Off turn number 4, got the running. As that 54, there you see him getting into that outside wall just a little bit, but he's on number 8 on the scoreboard. Number 54 there, Kyle Stanley. Chris Watkins out there on the top shelf through 3 and 4 right now as practice goes on here for these drivers. And you see that 99. Watkins there in the 7th position right now. He brings it down there through 3 and 4, slides it up. Gonna bring it off. Turn number 4 down through the front straightaway. There you see Keppel out there in the number 38, Grandy the 518. Troy Deschamps there in the number 21. Working underneath the 56 of Ken Borey. And the Borey working down there on the bottom side. As the racing will kick off once again here shortly for your National Auto Racing Club. Now you want to run the third race here tonight. Your big block modified. Just watch them run the 360 sprints. Now you're here with the big blocks. Off the high side, you watch that 21 of Troy Deschamps. There you got the 99 coming out of Vince. That's Chris Watkins. Ken Borey, Joseph Grandy out there on track. Jeff Kendrick. Currently 11th fastest. Chris Watkins up there on that high side at 99. Chris Watkins. Greg Keppel out there into the outside wall a little bit there for that number 38. As he works there off the corner out of Slippery Rock, PA. Currently the 4th fastest up there on that outside line. Now we got Waynesburg, New York for Joseph Grandy. Ken Borey. He says out of Butler. Now I'm curious. Which Butler are we talking about there, Ken? I want to DM me so I can figure out which Butler you're talking about. Chris Watkins there in the 7th spot out of Bells, Texas. 8th there, Troy Deschamps there for the number 21. They want when they're off the corner. Brother Grandy there in 2nd. Greg Keppel there in 4th. Ken Borey there in 5th. Watkins out of Dallas, Texas. Behind the time there from what I was looking at. Jeff Kendrick, Kyle Stanley. checker flag there for warm-ups as they get set to roll here tonight. Qualifying underway for the big block modifieds. Who's ready for some more fast track racing tonight? I see Jeremy Christensen out there in the number 16, down there through the back stretch. Ted York there in the number 09. Camden, New York, down through turn 1 and 2, down that back straightaway. Hey, Joseph Randy there in the number 518. Randy with a great time so far. A 16.269 will lay the quick time. Barnhart, though, will come out and smash that with a 16.067 in that number 101. Brandon Barnhart gets that pole position so far. And more drivers are coming out here on track to try to put down their best time. Corey Berquist there in the number 2 up against that outside wall. We'll see what he got coming there off turn number 4. He's just coming out of the pits. No time as of yet for the number 2. Down there through the back straightaway in through 3 and 4. Off up 4, he comes. We'll see what his time is. He's got a decent line there. Let's see what he's got for Berquist. And it looks like he's got a 16.502. Put him in there in 10th. Watkins out on track in the 99, looking to put down his time. He's out of Dallas, Texas. What times he's got? Watkins will be currently second with a 16.211. They wish they're off corner number 4. Not enough there. With a 16.486 that lap. Dustin Holtquist down there on the bottom side, currently 17th with a 16.554. Does he improve any? No, he does not. Holtquist is going to hold there at 17th with that 16.554. Stanley out there on track, trying to improve his time. Stanley has a 16.737. See what he does here, coming off corner number 4. And he will have, that'll be what he has. Wagenschutz coming out on track, but not enough time. And here we go. Heat number 1 for the night. Your grid as follows. Brandon Barnhart gets that pole here, starting with that number 101 out there on pole. To his outside, Tri-City Speed, the 56 of Ken Borey. Now with Tri-City, I wonder if he is talking Butler, PA. The 38 on the inside for Team Elite SSR. Craig Tipple starts third. To his outside, Michael Covey there in fourth. The 833 starts fourth. Row number 3, that inside lane, Dino for Super Dirt Car Series, Full Throttle Motorsports. That number 79 will start there in fifth. Jackson Lauderbaugh, the number 29, will start 6th tonight. Row number 4 on that inside line, Jeff Kendrick, driving the number 76, there in 7th. Ryan Wagenschutz, there in the number 13 for NARC Racing, will be there starting 8th. Rounding out your field here for heat number 1. Now you want to come down through the back straight away. Down there off of 2. Final time before they take that green flag here. And what? Down that back straightaway. The 101 on the pole, ready to fire that throttle when he gets the sign to do so. You got the number 1 there up on that outside. Here we go. Up the corner. Down that front straightaway. Brandon Barnhart in the corner number 1. The dirt flies here at Eldora. As we got the big block modifieds. Ken Boy there in second. Michael Bobby there in third. Greg Keppel there in fourth. Dean Reynolds back here in the fifth. And they keep working there off the corner. Down through 1 and 2. Looking to the inside. Ken Boy on that inside line, trying to get that thing up there onto that front position as he works through the middle of the racetrack, off the corner. Michael Bobby there in third, Greg Keppel fourth, and at number 38, the 13 there Wagon to it. Back here in sixth. Barnhart still holds the lead up there on that top side as they work there off turn number 4, that number 833, or 1 rather. Michael Bobby working there through third. Greg Keppel back there in the fourth. Off the corner. Barnhart up there on the top side. 5 laps now, 4 laps to go as they come there through 1 and 2. The 56 there aboard, trying to get up there to take that spot away. But Barnhart just has such a great run off that high side. Now he's into that outside wall. That's going to allow Corey to get around there to get that lead, and it also lets Carby around. Now Carby's going to end up allowed there, trying to get underneath the board. Carby there in second. Barnhart fell back into third. We know he's got a fast car, so he's going to fall in line there. 2 laps to go as they come across the line. Through 1 and 2. Down there off of corner number 2. Now we're wide. Carby up there on the top. He ends up getting real close to that outside wall. You don't want them barriers. They'll slow you down. Working there off turn number 4. Barnhart down on the bottom. Across. White flag in the air for heat number 1 as they work there through 1 and 2. Corey out there down that back straightaway. Barnhart still trying to get that inside lane, that grip up enough to take second spot back over away from Michael. Can't get there. It's Ken Morey for the win here in your heat race. So Ken Morey getting that win out of Butler. So your Heat 1 results are as follows. Ken Morey getting that win. Michael Cobby there in second. Brandon Barnhart gets third after getting in contact with that outside wall. Greg Keppel there fourth. Ryan Wagenschutz there in fifth. Jackson Lollaball there in sixth. Jeff Kendrick getting 7th with Dino finishing there in 8th. All right, heat number 2 on the grid. Chris Watkins starting out there on pole for row number 1, ASR Racing Team. That 99 starts there on the pole. Jeff Sharp, the number 28 for Thunder Ridge Racing, starts to his outside there in second. Row number 2 on that inside lane. Brandon Gorman in the number 18 for SSR Elite Sim Racing will start there in third. Corey Berquist there in a fourth, driving at number 2. Row number 3, that inside line, Bruce Klingen, that number 20 there in a fifth. Got third in the 360, trying his luck. Now in the big block modifieds. Dustin Holtquist out there driving a number 5, will start 6th tonight here in heat number 2. Row number 4 on that inside line. Easton Zent, that number 10, starts 7th. Matthew Mader for Evil Empire rolls off there in 8th, driving at number 64, and does not look like he took the grid as they roll there out of turn number 2, down off of that back stretch. Yeah, they work there now out of the corner 2. Everybody's lined up, ready to go for another 8 laps. Heat number 2, down and away, out of corner number 4, Chris Watkins. Down through 1 and 2, Jeff Sharp there in third. Garmin gets underneath him, 3 wide. Number 2 down right away. Garmin now has to hold it steady. They're in the middle of the racetrack. Don't want to get up there into Jeff Sharp on that outside, and don't want to get down there on the inside into Blue Berquist As Bergquist does a great job getting around both of them. Garmin now up there in a third, but look out, here comes Sharp as he gets up there in that outside wall. Garmin's trying to hang on. Oh no, Sharp has a fallen back position. There you see that 21 of Garmin working underneath. Or I'm sorry, no, that's Bruce. Bruce Bingham in that number 21 trying to work underneath the 18. Got to really watch that outside wall as we watch it here already tonight. Clean drivers who get up there too close to it. Watch out, Watkins. You're a little close there to it as well. Bergquist down through the backstretch into 3 and 4, followed by these two drivers, Brandon Garmin and Bruce Klingan. Klingan there in third now. He gets around Brandon. Now they work there through 1 and 2. Garmin trying to hang on to it. Up there, gets out the wall. Going to look underneath. Going through 3 and 4. Going to slide it underneath. Here comes Klingan now, doing the crossover. Down through the front straightaway. Tight race there for third. 3 laps to go as they work off a turn 2. Jeff Sharp and Eston having issues there in the corner. As Eston's up there against the outside wall. Gonna get stuck there as they come there off turn number 4. Garmin hangs on to third at the moment. 2 laps to go. As Klingan still works that inside underneath of Garmin. Down through the back straightaway. Drag race here in the turn number 3 and 4. Klingan slides it on up, tries to make sure it sticks, but look out, Garmin's got that line underneath. And Klingan race isn't over yet. Not sure what happened there. As Klingan ends up falling way back. Watkins up there off turn number 4. Here he will get the win here in heat number 2. Bergquist there in second. Garmin there in third. Holtquist will roll here in fourth. With Klingan rolling off or finishing there in fifth. Waiting on the official results to finally come in here. So your heat number 2 results. Chris Watkins there in first. Corey Bergquist there second. Brandon Garmin there in third. Dustin Holtquist there fourth. Bruce Klingan, he'll get fifth position there in heat number 2. Easton Zett gets sixth. Jeff Sharp in seventh. And Matthew Mayer, not taking a grid, will get eighth. All right, heat number 3 on the board. Joseph Grandy there out front. The 518 for Raise the Bar will start pole. There to his outside for Full Throttle Motorsports, Sam Bachman in the 007. Row number 2, that inside lane, getting that 16 of Jeremy Christensen starting third. On the outside there in fourth, the 09 of Ted York for Team SSR Elite. Row number 3, that inside line, the 141 for Speed Asylum Racing. Giovanni Mungan there in fifth. Troy Deschamps there in the number 21 will start in his outside in sixth. Row number 4, the 8 of Kyle Stanley starts seventh with Ryan Covey there in eighth, driving the number 23. Yeah, it is your grid. For heat number 3, they are down and away here through 1 and 2. So got another lap here as they work off the corner here, getting everything warmed up. These drivers really putting on quite the show tonight. These leagues here at FFTV Youth Watch, they are some spectacular competition between here at SSR NARC and the coast to coast. They definitely put down some great, as you heard, mid, high rating competition races. And that is where a lot of drivers sit, is right in between 2,000 to 3,000 on your high rating, maybe 3,500. And that is where the majority said, I'm not to 2,000 yet myself, but definitely doing a great job here tonight. Is Joseph Grandy out there front, Lockman there in second. Ted York for it. Here we go, out of turn number 4. Down that front straightaway, 8 laps to go. Grandy What a jump as they go 3 wide there for second there behind him. Off turn number 2, the 141 falls back there. Has to try to regain it. Does so a little bit as Christensen there is in the middle of the track. Coming there out of turn 4, 3 wide. Bachman's going to hang on to second space. But not, we're going to have to see how it goes. Bobby not making the grid as he works down there out of turn number 2. Stanley, your last car in the pack. Down there on the inside, and man, oh man, what a tight bunch of group we have here. And they work there through 1 and 2. Bachman second. Christensen there in third. Giovanni there in fourth. Troy back there in fifth. Looking to the inside, and Giovanni coming through turn 3 and 4. Can he get there? He does, but not enough yet to make the pass. Here comes Ted York there on that bottom side as well. Underneath of Giovanni. Giovanni's trying to hang on that outside. And they work there through 3 and 4. Bachman gaining on Grandy. There behind him is Christensen. In that number 16 with Troy Deschamps there in fourth. Up far off the corner, Ted York there in 6th. Giovanni hangs on to 5th. 4 laps to go here as Bachman's getting there to the bumper of Grandy. Down through 1 and 2. Working up that back straightaway now. Here comes Bachman getting that run. Dives it in there to 3 and 4. Looking to see if he can get the run off the inside. He's there, but not enough. Gonna pull the line through 1 and 2. Up there to the outside goes Bachman. Grandy runs the middle line down there off of 2. Going to try to open that gap up a little bit, but does not able to. As Bachman drives it down onto the bottom. Off corner number 4. Final lap for the big block. Who's it going to be? Grandy or Bachman? 2 coast-to-coast drivers we watched on Wednesday night. Rolling off through 1 and 2, down through 3 and 4. Final corner. Down across the stripe, that checkered flag for heat number 3 will go to Joseph Grandy in the 518. Bachman, the 007, getting second, with Troy Deschamps getting third. Your unofficial results coming in here. Here's your unofficial result. Oh, man, you got it. One time it works, another time it don't. There we go. All right, Joseph Grandy getting that win. Sam Bachman second. Troy Deschamps there third. Jeremy Christensen there fourth. Giovanni Mungin there in fifth. Ted York sixth. Kyle Stanley there in seventh. Ryan Covey in eighth. All right, fourth LCQ here to try to change up some of the grid here. Starting out there on the pole, that's going to be Greg Keppel with Dustin Holtquist there in second. Running third here on that inside row, row number 2, the 16 of Jeremy Christensen. Here in fourth, Ryan Wagenschutz in the number 13 for Racing. Will start fourth. Row number 3, that inside lane, Bruce Klingon in the number 20 starts fifth. Giovanni Mungin starts 6th here in the LCQ for Speed Asylum Racing, driving at number 141. Row number 4, that inside line, the 29 of Jackson Laudenborough. There in 7th, it was outside. Easton Zent driving to number 10, starts 8th. Row number 5 on that inside line, Team SSR Elite, the 09 of Ted York will start 9th. Jeff Kendrick there in the 76 will start to his outside there in 10th. Row number 6, Jeff Sharp there on the inside driving to number 28 for Thunder Ridge Racing. Kyle Stanley will roll off there in 12. Driving to number 8. Here in 13th, that's going to be Dean Reynolds. Driving to number 79, Matthew Mader and Brian Covey. Not taking a grid. There you watch, coming through off of 4, one more time around. 10 laps the distance here for your LCQ. And they work there off too. Man, oh man, what a race we're having tonight. So this is kind of resetting some of the back of the field of the lead. Try to better your position from where you might have ended the heat with, but it's also a chance for some of these drivers, like the 514 there on that outside line. Now Dustin Holtquist And that number 38. 574 maybe. But he's number 5 on the board there. As you see, Preffel there out front. Christensen starting there in third. Ends up down there on the bottom side. Underneath that number 5 of Dustin Holquist, Bruce Klingen. He's trying to get up there, battling with the 13 of Ryan Wagenschutz. As Ryan hangs on to that top side, you see Bruce there on the bottom, trying to improve his racing position. Keppel up there to the top side, almost going 3 wide. They're off of 2, little staggered, but off 2 they come. Jeremy Christensen there in third, Wagenschutz there in 5th, and Bruce finally finds a way to maybe get a nose around. Coming there off turn number 4, not enough. But now he's up there on that outside lane. Who's that up there with him? That is the 20. I'm sorry, no, that is the 141 there. Giovanni trying to get back up there. Got a couple of them getting together there at the back. Zent and Lauterbaugh, Hendrick back here at the back as well. Dino sitting there in 10th up against that outside wall. He has not gotten along with that wall here into the big blocks. They work there off turn number 4. Dustin Holquist there in 2nd. Ryan Wagenschutz there in 3rd. And look out, here they go, crossing over every which way. 5 laps to go here in the LCQ, and drivers are dodging one another. Sliding right side and left, down through into the corner. No! The 20 of Bruce Klingen ends up into the outside wall. Ted York around down there on the inside. Klingen goes around there on the outside. Stanley down on the bottom as well. York ends up towing it back to the fence. 4 laps to go. There's you see there with Hendrick. Working there out of turn 4, the 13 of Wagenschutz. Dustin Holquist there in 2nd. Kissel out there on the top side of it. Work down there off of the corner. There. Dustin and Ryan there in 3rd. Giovanni Munchen there in 4th. Jeff Sharp there. 15 Reynolds working up along that outside lane as Keppel hangs on to the lead. But Holquist still trying to nibble at it. 2 laps to go. Now we got Lauterbaugh and sent out. York is in the pits. Stanley still trying to get it around track, but it's almost a lap down, and he's not that far in front of Keppel. Holquist works there through the middle of 1 and 2. Final lap here in your LCQ, your consolation race. And they work down there out of corner 3 and 4, up on that top side. Keppel comes off turn number 4. Dustin Holquist there 2nd. Keppel gets the win here in your LCQ consolation race. To improve some starting positions for some, others ends up not having to start. They will 1 and 2 in the East. So your LCQ results is going to look like this once I'm able to get them up. So here is your LCQ results. Greg Keppel getting that win for Team Elite SSR. Dustin Holquist there in 2nd. Ryan Wagenschutz there in 3rd. Giovanni Munchen getting 4th. Jeff Sharp in 5th. Dino there 6th. Jeremy Christensen there 7th. Bruce Klingen in 8th. Jeff Hendrick there in 9th. Kyle Stanley there in 10th. Ted York 11th. Easton Zett there 12th. Jackson Littlemore there in 13th. Matthew Mader and Ryan Cobby rounding out their field there. 14th and 15th not taking the grid. All right, we'll be back here in a little bit. We got warm-ups taking place. Don't go anywhere. We got more racing coming up. We're back here at the Speedway. They're ready and lined up. Here we go. Your grid will look like this for your main event. Some good work. All right, Sam Bachman starts out there up forward at 007. Corey Bergquist there in second, driving to number 2. Row number 3, they're driving the 833, Michael Favi. Starts third. Joe Grandy to the outside of row number 2, driving at 518. Raise the bar. We'll start fourth. Chris Watkins there in the 99 for ASR Racing Team. Starts fifth. Tri-City Speed 56. Ken Corey will start there in sixth. Starting in seventh, inside row number 4, the 101 of Brandon Barnhart. Brandon Garman will start for SSR Elite Sim Racing in the number 18 and 8 tonight. Row number 5, it's Troy Dishong there in 9th, driving the number 21, Greg Keppel, starts 10th, and the number 38 for Team Elite SSR. Row number 6 on the inside line, the 5 of Dustin Holquist, driving there in 11th position to start tonight. Racing, the number 13 of Wagenschutz will start 12. In 13th, that's going to be the 141 of Gianni Mungan for Speed Asylum Racing, starts 13th. To his outside, Jeff Sharp for Thunder Ridge Racing, the 28 starts 14th. The 79 of Dino, starting on that inside of row number 8, they're in 15th. Jeremy Christian, driving the number 16, will start 16th here tonight. Row number 9 on that inside line, the 20 of Bruce Klingon will start 17th with Jeff Kendrick in the number 76 in 18th. Row number 10 on that inside line, the 8 of Kyle Stanley with Ted York to his outside. Easton Jackson, Nader and Favi there at the back, not taking the grid. As they come, they're out of turn 4, green flag in the air. Here we are, down and away. Here for your big block modifieds, 40 laps of distance. Bachman getting up there to an early lead with Favi there in second. Randy there trying to battle with Bergquist. That's Corey's up there on that high side. Here comes Corey in the middle of the track, ends up in the middle, 3 wide, almost trying to push a fourth car there. And look at that, through off turn number 4 with the 2 of Bergquist up there on the outside. Corey there in the middle, along with Watkins. Barnhart down on the bottom side, trying to get that bottom line to run as they work there now through the front straightaway. Bobby now up there in front, not enough though as Randy gets up there around. Here comes Bachman back to the lead. Corey Bergquist there in a fourth, looking like he wants to try to battle it out. Man, oh man, what a race here as you watch the action coming there off turn number 4. Here for lap number 4 now. 3 wide, the 18 Garmin up there gets that outside lane. Wagenschutz there on that inside. Got the 38 of Keppel. Watkins having some connection issues as they work there out of the corner. You're seeing Tommy back to 5th as Barnhart gets himself up there in the 3rd. Corey Bergquist there in 2nd. Randy out front. Oh, wait a moment. I was going to say Bachman should be out front. Randy 2nd. Barnhart's there 3rd as he battles Bergquist on that outside line. Barnhart getting that. Well, he had it there for a little bit. Couldn't quite get it. Watkins out. He has issues there, as we can see. That clicking in and out there, I don't know. He's showing a lap down at the moment. I don't know what's going on there with Watkins. He keeps showing as out. Might be having a connection issue there with the 99. Corey Bergquist there in the 4th. But now back here in the 5th as he battles with Bobby. Corey back here in 6th, trying to get up there towards the front. 8 laps. For lap 8 up 40. Here they work through turn 3 and 4. Bachman up there in front. Randy there in 2nd. Now you watch, there's the 99 of Watkins down there on the bottom side. He's the one we were trying to figure out what was going on with him. And it looks like his connection stabilized there for a moment. Now he's there on the correct lap. Sitting in 7th down there off of 2, or off of 4 rather. Corey up there against the high side in that number 56. Now you see Barnhart down on the bottom side, losing ground now. As Bobby gets himself up there in the 4th. Bergquist there in 3rd. Randy trying to chase down Bachman, and that is not an easy task. As we've watched that battle here on coast to coast between those two drivers. They really battle hard as they come there out of turn number 2. 30 laps to go for your big block modifieds from NARC tonight. As you watch, there goes Randy across the start finish line. Bory there in a fifth, looking underneath. Bergquist is Bobby in that number 1. The 833 on the scoreboard, trying to get around here. And underneath the 2 of Bergquist, can't quite get the run. But Barnhart, he's now on the outside of Bory, as Bory dropped down a lane. That might have been a mistake there with Barnhart. I don't know, as he slides back in there. Through 3 and 4, these drivers really try to dig in here. Side by side. Bobby there, and look out, Grandy's getting the nose underneath of Bachman. Grandy could be there before too long. As that 27 laps to go, now 26 as they cross the line. Bergquist up there on that top side, getting passed by Michael Bobby. He's sliding on up there, now he's going to try to cut it underneath. Bory does a great job getting it cut underneath. Bory back here in the fifth. He battles there with Watkins. And caution is out. Barnhart issues. There you see, just a little tap there. Off of corner number 2 from Bory. Not really anything intentional, just tight racing. And the 101 goes around right there in front of the 38. And man, oh man, tough break there. Don't look too terrible as they get ready to go here once again. Around 26 laps left to go here at Eldora for your big block modifieds this Sunday evening. Yeah, they're lined up side by side. Bachman chooses that inside. Grandy wants the outside. Or I don't know if he wants the outside, but Bachman wants that inside. Michael Bobby there in fourth. Bory there in third. Well, no, I'm sorry, that's second. No, fourth. Down there on the inside. Bory getting a great run down there on that inside lane. Bachman down there on the outside. Got in front of Grandy. But that big stop, the 833 there, Bobby getting down there to the inside to try to work something out as they work there. Off turn number 4, Bobby trying to get down there, slides it through 1 and 2. Gonna get him cleared, gonna stack it up as they go 3 wide there. Look out, hang on to it there, Bory. Bory on the inside now of Grandy. Look at the bottom of them stacked up so tight. Coming there off turn number 4. So close, not much margin for error as they work there off. Here comes Bachman now. Grandy, Bergquist, Bory, all stacked up there as tight as can be. Throw a blanket over top of them there, that tight as they come there off the corner. And I mean, it's just tight through the whole field. As you watch there, the 28 of Jeff Sharp, Bruce Wiggins, Brandon Garman back here in the 18, 22 laps to go. Dino back here in 17. Barnhart having issues, ended up back here in 17th now, and oh no! Oh, more carnage there through 3 and 4. Caution flag wave another time as the 38. Greg Keppel facing that outside wall. Brandon Garman back here in 17th. With the 38 there, not sure exactly what happened here. We'll see if we can catch anything. And it all stacks up there, coming through 3 and 4. See if we're going to have to go back here and get up here to the 38. Greg Keppel to see what transpires here. It looks like he just Keppel gets in there to the back of the 2. spins them all around, and it just stacks everybody up there in the corner. Brandon Garvin there in the 18 getting damaged there a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. Holquist there in the 5. Bergquist there in the 2. Yeah, how it stacks up here. Man, oh man, tough break there. As they come through 3 and 4, drivers stack up. Bachman out there in a second as Covey had the lead when they took the yellow flag. And that puts Michael there in the control seat. Bachman, though, he's pretty strong there from Full Throttle Motorsports. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out here as the laps wind down. Like we said, we're on our second caution of the night as they come out of turn number 4. Covey, great start. Bachman there in second. Watkins down there on that inside lane. Grandy and Boring rounding out your top 5. As look out, here comes that 21 of Duchamp up there on that outside lane as well. Rolling there off corner number 4, the 99 of Watkins. Down on that inside line. Working there off to now the 518 there of Grandy. Down through the back straightaway. Bachman there in second. Bobby hangs on to the lead, slides it up. That's going to allow Bachman that inside track to come off the corner. Down through 1 and 2. As Bobby tries to hang on to it. Look out. Looked like Bachman had to maybe back out of it just a little bit to keep from putting them into the outside wall. Bachman does great. Got it there through 3 and 4 now. Bobby ends up there along the outside. Does not have the momentum that he needed to. Coming there across the line. Now Bobby's back up there in front. Bachman now does the crossover. Down through the back straightaway. Randy here in third as they watch it. Watkins back there in 4th. Roy Duchamp there 5th. Then Boring in 6th with Giovanni Mungin. Working there through 1 and 2. Looking there at the 99 of Watkins. Roy Duchamp there in 5th. And Boring back here in 6th. They roll it on there. Looking out. Here comes Bobby working underneath of Bachman once again as they work there off the corner. But Grandy saying, hang on, I wanted the show. Up there in third. They're going to still battle it out. Here comes Grandy now. He's going to look to see if he can take a shot here at Bobby. Through 3 and 4. Bobby's going to hang it on in line. Working there off corner number 4. Grandy is there. Now Grandy looks to the inside of Bobby. Bobby ends up there on that outside line. There behind Bachman. 15 laps to go. Here at Eldora, they're rolling through 3 and 4. Corey Bergquist back here in 14th with Bruce and Jeremy Christian. There you see that 28 working there. Jeff Sharp down through the bottom. Dino there not far in front of him. As they work now off of corner number 3. 14 laps to go. Randy out there in third, trying to get up there. Bachman hanging on to the lead for the moment as Bobby ends up there against the outside wall once again. Crossover there by Bachman, and Bachman now brings it through the center, trying to keep him up there. And look out, here comes Bobby now. Looking underneath in the corner number 1. No, he stays in line. Bruce having issues at the back. Not sure what happened here. Not seeing any caution, but there is Klingen. And the 09 of York also involved. Caution does finally fly here at Eldora. As you just did, whenever you get these guys running so hard, and there you see Bruce up into that outside wall, tap around, gets flipped there by the 38, around like a top. Ted York damage there in through turn number 2 as the 18 ends up facing backward. We'll see if we can see what happened here to this all going on in turn number 3. And you see that 18 working there off too. Everything happened in front of him. They all get sideways, and then he just ends up getting so hot, so wrapped around that he couldn't hang on to it going into 3. And he collects the 76 in the 09 of Ted York. Back out here now. Bachman back to the lead. Michael there in second. These drivers battling hard up here at the front. along with all through the pack. One more time around, they're going double file, it looks like, as we're under about 13 to go, maybe 12. As they work there off the corner, they are going to double file it. As they work there now off turn number 2. Thank you all for tuning in to Flicker Farm TV here tonight to watch this episode of On the Pole from Eldora, watching the National Auto Racing Club, otherwise known as NARC, from School of Sim Racing. Off turn number 4, the cloud pedals are pressed, dirt flies along with dust into corner number 1. The 007 Bachman, look out, they're all fighting for position. Bory there on the inside of Watkins. Randy there in third, underneath of Michael Cobby. That's what Randy was wanting to do. And oh no, Cobby is up there into the outside wall. That's going to allow a few of them to get around there. Look who's back underneath. Barnhart trying to work his way up there through the pack, and then 3 wide coming there off turn number 2. Cobby there up there now against that outside wall. Off of turn 4, 9 laps to go. They come across the stripe. And Watkins gets there, and look out, Bory might be going. Oh, he saved it. Man, oh man, what a save there by Bory. Coming there out of turn number 2. Down through 3 and 4, he gets up back there in the 7th as they work up there along the outside line. Down through the front, straight away. Bachman out there in front. Randy there second. Watkins there third. Michael Cavey there in fourth. Brandon Barnhart there in the 5th. To keep rolling. Bachman up on that high side. Randy there in second. Watkins there third. As now we see Michael Covey trying to make another run at it. He was going to slide all the way up to the outside wall. Watkins dives underneath. Down there through into corner number 3. Michael hangs on up there on the top side. Going to get it rotated. Cuts down the track underneath of Watkins, and not enough as of yet. But he is going to slide it there in through 1 and 2. Watkins going to undercut him once again down the back stretch. Here through 3 and 4, he's going to try to slow him down a little bit, but look out, here comes Barnhart now into the mix. Michael's got to go a little bit lower to try to hang on to 3rd spot as they all are battling, and Michael's going way up the racetrack. There comes Watkins now into the middle. Barnhart still runs that bottom side. That's now, here comes Michael through the middle, up through the top. Watkins now in the middle as they come off turn number 4. Watkins hanging on there. Bobby ended up into the outside wall there. And oh no, they touch, they collide. Bory up into the outside wall. Caution is out. Troy Deschamps getting involved. There he was there off the corner, down through the front. You see there, that's what started it. And into 21, dives it in there and gets into the 101. Barnhart. Barnhart just brought the place he really wanted to be. Christensen, Troy Deschamps really did a number getting into corner number 1 there. 38 in the pits. Barnhart's got to come to the pits if he can get it turned. And he is without a right front tire on that machine. Fourth caution of the night. We might go single file here. Chris Watkins there third. Ken Bory fourth. Giovanni Mungen there in a 5th. We'll see here as they come to 1 to go. Oh, that was weird. Not sure exactly what happened there. We have, there you are, all right. Not sure what that was about. Trying to figure this out. might hit time limit, maybe? Caution, truck rolls off. Green flag in the air. Here we go. Down there off turn number 4. 3 laps to go. Here we go. Down through turn 1 and 2. Borey trying to get up there in the third. Can't quite get there. He's got a hornet's nest behind him. Down through turn 3 and 4. Bachman up against that outside wall along with Randy. Watkins there in third and they roll down there through. Off corner number 2. Down the back straightaway. 2 laps to go. Watkins. And Ken ends up falling back there a little ways down there on the bottom side. Watkins doing a great job there in third. As I said, I'm not sure why we lost the cameras there for a moment. Watkins there in the second. Watkins there out front as Brandy falls back there to third. And Watkins got a great run down there on the bottom. Off turn number 4. Here he comes. Sam Buckman on that inside lane protecting that slider. He will get the win. Watkins gets second. Randy will come across there in third. So your unofficial results for your main event, well, your official results are in. Here we go. Buckman brings it around there to the front. Sam Buckman, your winner. Chris Watkins there in second. Joseph Brandy there third. Giovanni Munchen there in fourth. Corey Berquist there in fifth. Ken Borey there in sixth. Jeff Sharp seventh. Kyle Stanley there in eighth. Dustin Holquist there in ninth. Ted York there in 10th. Bruce Klingen there in 11th. Dean Reynolds 12th. So Dino for Full Throttle Motorsports there in 12th. Brandon Carmen there 13th. Brian Wyden there in 14th. Troy DeShong in 15th. Jeff Kendrick in 16th. Michael Covey there in 17th. 18th tonight, that's going to go to no other than Jeremy Christensen. Brandon Barnhart, after a tough night of racing there in the 101 Big Block Modified, will end up in 19th. Greg Keppel, tough night for him as well, and at number 38 finishes 20th. Easton Sent there in 21st. Jackson Lonaba there in 22nd. Matthew Mader there in 23rd. And Ryan Cobby there in 24th. Those 4 drivers there at the end did not take the grid. All right, here we go. We're going to get with your winners here. Yeah, we get here with... We get with... we got Chris Watkins. Okay, Chris, how's it going? I know I'm a little out of order here, but I can't see names.
You're all good. It's going pretty good.
So I'm just taking a stab in the dark at who I pull in here. Great job out there, man. Looked like in the middle of the race, you might have had a little bit of connection issues there a little bit.
Yeah, we got a wind advisory here in Texas, and it's messing up my signal right now. So luckily it panned out, and I was able to smooth things over for a little bit to finish that race.
Yeah, we got wind gusts going on here too, and that's why I'm praying the whole time we've been live to make sure that we don't lose anything. I mean, there's still that possibility, but fingers crossed we finished it all. Great run out of there from the 99 out of Bells, Texas, though.
Thanks, man. It was a fun race, and thanks to NARC for putting this season on. It's been a blast.
Well, I can't remember. I know Bachman and Grandy are from coast to coast. Do you race over coast to coast as well?
No, I do not.
Okay. I swear I've seen your name somewhere.
Oh, I've been on iRacing for about 13 years, so you probably see me somewhere around there.
Well, yeah, he did a great job tonight. I mean, putting that 99 up there into that second spot. You got sponsors, people you want to give thanks to, shout-outs, anything like that?
Yeah, I want to say thanks to NARC for putting the series on, Tri-City Speed for all the sets throughout the year, and congrats to Ken for the championship. He's a teammate, and he's been hard to beat all season. It's been fun racing with him.
As we were saying on the broadcast all night tonight, the competition is fierce.
Yeah, it really is. We were all door to door, bumper to bumper. It was crazy up there up top.
Well, you had the top maybe 6 drivers that you, at one point throughout the race, we could throw a blanket over all of you. You were that tight.
Oh yeah, it was real. And the 533, I think me, him, and Grandy, and I think it was Brandon Barnhart coming on the bottom. We had a 3-wide, 4-wide battle there for a little bit, and it seemed really cool to
Yeah.
be able to throw sliders and keep it clean and not have a problem. So it was really close racing and really respectful, I feel like.
Well, it was definitely a great night, and man, hopefully you'll continue your runs here at NARC. And I don't know anything about the point systems, but hopefully your points end up okay for you, and hopefully you had a great season.
Yeah, I think I ended up second. I think Ken won the championship, so congrats to him.
All right, well, congrats there, Chris, and we'll I'm sure still see you around the sim quite here and there.
Yeah, sure will. Thanks for broadcasting.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure. All right, how about Chris Watkins now? Let's see who we can get. Which one do we get? Who do we got here? Grandy. We got third place. Joseph Grandy. How's it going tonight?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I walked home with a third, so could be a little better, but not bad.
Well, just considering you run, I don't know how many races you ran here at NARC, but I do know you've had pretty decent luck over at Coast to Coast. Which league do you think is stiffer competition? Because they both look tough to me.
This one by far. There's a few guys. I guess there's a handful of really good guys in Coast to Coast, and then everybody else is just kind of average in there. This one here is full of. I think it's more good guys in here as a number.
Oh, I mean, they both put on great racing, and man, it's tough.
Yeah, I thought I had something for Sam there the first half of the race, and then caution came out, started me where I didn't want to be, and then the one guy got by me, and then got back in the second there, and the other caution came out, and then I just ran into the wall and gave that up. But luckily, it didn't wreck me, and still held on.
Well, you did a great job there.
Thank you.
You got sponsors, and
yeah, absolutely. Like to thank Aiden over at Raise the Bar, Catalytic Recovery, Highline Cinematography, Hinkle Homes, Mad Rabbit, Shaggy TV, Reckless Raps, my girlfriend Olivia, all the guys at NARC, and appreciate it, man, for getting us up in the air.
Alrighty, well, you couldn't ask for a better night of racing, I know that much. I mean, it went flawlessly here, great tight group.
Yeah, sure was fun, that's for sure. Congrats to Samuel on the win.
Now you get to do it all again with him on Thursday night, huh?
That's right, and tomorrow. Tomorrow too, but it's 3:58 tomorrow.
Well, I don't broadcast tomorrows.
Well, hopefully you'll be in there racing then.
No, I won't be.
Well, I guess 2 weeks around, then I'll see you Thursday, man.
Well, unless you're racing Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't think I will be. Maybe the first race, possibly. But we'll see when the time comes.
Alrighty, well, congrats. Have yourself a great night there. And congrats on that third place.
Thanks, man. Later.
All right, that was Joseph Grandy. Now we'll get with Sam Bachman. I know that logo. Good evening there, Sam. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. You?
It's going well, man. You definitely came out here and put on a show. Just you couldn't really let up tonight, that's for sure, because you would have let up just a little bit. Watkins and Grandy were both right there.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to keep my line, do it consistently, and not really overdrive the car and just kind of float into the corner. Especially in 1 and 2, 3 and 4, you could kind of drive it a little deeper because you're throwing that slider through the middle to the top. So it wasn't so bad. But yeah, I was just trying to hit my mark, so I didn't get messed up, and Joseph or Chris got around me.
Alrighty, well, you did a great job there, and you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory tonight?
Yeah, the boys over at FTM, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop, he's really been working hard on the dig. Dean over at Super Dark Car Series, Expert Installation, Vertex Graphics, NARC for putting this on for us, Teddy and Greg, and obviously you, Flieger, for broadcasting.
It's my pleasure, and we'll be back at it again Wednesday night for Coast to Coast. Hopefully they got the schedule fixed. I don't know if they put all the tracks in or not. I know I looked yesterday, I believe, or the day before, and the tracks weren't there yet. Some tracks were, some tracks weren't.
Yeah, they should have it all figured out by now, I feel like. But we'll have to see.
I sent Dino a message, and I didn't hear nothing back yet. So I'll have to get on there and see.
Alrighty.
But great job tonight with this tough group of drivers here at NARC, and look forward to seeing what you got this coming season in iRacing.
Alrighty, thank you, Flieger.
You have yourself a great night there, Sam.
You too.
All right, that was Sam. Now we're getting with our champion, I believe, is what I'm being told. Good evening there, Ken. How's it going?
It's going. It's been a fun night.
You really had to drive the wheels off tonight.
That I did. And when it comes to Eldora and the standard way of iRacing going, it tends to be one lane, and you try to fit your car in a place that needs to be fitting to keep up with the top three.
Well, we understand here, most likely you are the champion in the points.
That I am. I've been just trying to be consistent throughout the season, and just plug along and make good decisions and keep myself up towards the top as the season progressed. And it seems, as I see the points, I am the champion for this season.
Well, you did a great job, and consistency is really what makes a big difference here in these leagues. Most of the leagues I broadcast anyway, is just being that consistent, being up there towards the front week in, week out. I mean, you might have a night where you're just outside that top 5 like you were tonight, where you got 6th, but, I mean, still a great run out of that number 56 tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that last caution definitely hurt my right front, going in, and I had to, manage and do damage control, on that last little bit. So it's like, you know what, I'm just going to run the bottom and, keep myself running forward and keep as much track position as I could.
Well, that's the biggest thing. Now, I know here on your driver thing, it's saying Butler, and I understand that's Butler, Pennsylvania.
That is correct.
All right. Believe it or not, your broadcaster tonight is also from Butler, Pennsylvania.
Well, ain't that just a small world? Oh, boy. Yeah.
You ever hear of a little place called Cheers Lounge?
That I do. I go past it every so often when I, out for work. I know exactly where it is.
I'm right across the street with a bunch of John Deeres in the front yard.
Oh, I go past it all the time. I know exactly where you're at. Yeah. I'm up at the farm show grounds by Agway up there.
Okay.
So it's absolutely a small world. Holy crap.
It can be, yeah. It definitely can be.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that come up, and I'm like, well, is that Butler, PA? Butler, Ohio?
Nope. That is little Butler, PA. 30, about an hour outside of Pittsburgh.
Yep, about 45 minutes.
Exactly.
Depending on traffic on 356.
Yeah, that's the big kicker is traffic down there, that's for sure. And then in 28, you gotta get up and going on 28 for sure.
Yeah, 28's not bad. It's that, where you lose time, or what I've found you lose time is on 356. That is where you'll lose the time.
Where you'll lose the time is anywhere from Butler to Penn United and down there, because nobody knows what the speed limit ends up being, so they end up getting weirded out by all the hills.
You'll also lose time down there when you get to what people call Little Cranberry.
Oh yeah, and that's growing massively, and they're looking for a wonderful a roundabout or adding more lights to that area. So yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, but great job driving that 56 tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody want to thank for getting that championship wrapped up tonight?
Oh yeah, and got a few people to thank. Want to thank you guys for broadcasting tonight's race. That's been great to see. I want to thank the SSR crew. They've been doing a great job of hosting this, putting this on every week in, week out. Doing all this stuff. I also want to say thanks again to my own team, Tri-City Speed, and we've been pushing along, doing this thing. Going from there, my teammates I want to thank for sure. Adrenaline Spike Designs doing my wraps. I hit him up all the time, and I get great designs on my cars all the time from him. He is probably one of the better ones out there that I like to use. Just my family, everybody else that's helped push me going forward and having fun with this. I want to thank you guys all again for doing this stuff for me, and I want to hope keep this rolling for next season.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see how it plays out for you, and who knows, maybe I'll see you go to the fair.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I'll be sitting at the fair in the Lions booth again, so maybe we'll see you there.
I'll have to check you out, that's for sure. I know my daughter is a horse girl, so and we'll be there doing horse shows and stuff like that, so I'll have to check you out there.
Yeah, we camp back there with the horse people.
Yeah, you can't miss them.
There's a bunch of you.
Exactly.
So, you have yourself a great night there, Ken, and we'll catch you around the iRacing circuit here and there, I'm sure. And again, great job on that championship here at NARC. I mean, it's tough competition to pull that off here, so got to be really pleased with that.
Very pleased. Thanks again for doing this stuff. Yeah, and a great group of guys doing this stuff. Great group of guys who are racing it. Great competition, for sure.
All right. You have yourself a great night. Hopefully, when you start your work week, it goes okay.
It should. And this definitely is a good start to the work week, that's for sure.
All righty. Great night. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, that was Ken Borey, your championship winner here in the NARC Big Blocks. Driving at number 56 Big Block Modified to victory lane here tonight for Tri-City Speed. Great job, and that'll wrap it up here tonight as they head there off into the sunset at Eldora. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a great night and even a better day tomorrow.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. Just a wrap. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.